open seminar by EBA program. So then we do have topics of entrepreneurship, and also coordinated by Mejima-san, and also Kitani-san. We have Kitani-san, the very strongest supporter from let me share a few things from Keio University program. So we just started the new year, but as you may notice, that our school year is starting from April and then closing in March. And so this year, 2014, is a very important year to start up new things for Keio SSG campus. We do have a very big, starting the new curriculum, starting from the school year 2000, starting from April this year. So then we're going to start a quarter semester system. Currently we do have two semesters a year, but we're going to start 4 quarters. So that is adjustment for the other activities relating to the EBA is going to be very much much easier to fit very important classes to be shared with the universities. And also the internship things, and probably I shared already with all of you, but because of the EBA system, we successfully approved the change of the university rule to accept the undergrad students to be officially accepted by the SFC Keio University. So this is a very much very fast change in the history of Keio University. Keio University is the longest history in the Japanese university, so that's a big thing. And the traditional university, but we do have a big change this year, school year 2014, and then which is accepting the visitors for the EBA students coming to Keio University Japan, and we can officially accept you, meaning that we can issue visa officially. So for the short period of time of what used to be for the undergraduate students, then you have to be officially through the admission system. Otherwise, you couldn't. The university couldn't issue a visa. But now, from April, we can do that. So that's one of the big contribution from EBA to modify the Keio University system. So I'm very glad to start up. The change proposal was accepted by the university system. So that's very much your support and your participation to EBA made this change. So thank you very much for all the partners. Okay, so today's topics about entrepreneurship is going to be very popular one, I believe, and then also the short visit and the field works and internship, especially internship is generated from this topic, around this topic. So please enjoy, and then I hope I believe today's open seminar is going to be a very interesting one. So thank you very much again for participating on the fifth open seminar by EBA. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. So, can I start? So, and I'm Masaki Uejima, today's coordinator. So, this topic is entrepreneurship. So, let's keep and the interaction to each, right? So today, and we are connecting and 5 universities. With my Chulalongkorn University. Hello, Chulalongkorn University.
Hello, Jula.
Hello, Chula.
Hello.
Yes. So today, and I invite the professor in Chulalongkorn University to K University. So I think I want to introduce Professor D. Okay. And you introduce yourself.
Okay. Yes, hi, my name is Deshanishit. Nice to meet you. Dr. D, short, to be short. Okay, I actually, have a joint lecturing session with Kale every semester. The project has been going on for 4 years now, 3-4 years, and okay, this is pretty much an interesting, project that we did, join Kale. As a matter of fact, we found that it is interesting. It is a popular course as well at Julan for my engineering students. In the past, we do have very good projects with Kale. Okay, and I think this is
Thank you for joining today. So next I want to pitch and my mic to Brabazar University, today's special guest. Hello, Brabazar University.
Hello. Professor.
Yeah. So, you are the contest winner.
Okay.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, QB team. Thank you.
Yeah, briefly introduce Brabazar University.
Afternoon for all of you. We are from Brawijaya University, Malang, Indonesia, and we are from QB team as a winner of Soy Asia 2013. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So next, I think I want to introduce University Philippines. Hello, UP.
Now here.
Not yet. Okay, just wait the connection. And next, and finally, I want to pitch my mic to USM. Hello, USM.
USM needs five more minutes to connect. They're struggling with the system problem right now.
Okay, I feel. So, and firstly, I want to introduce today's agenda. So back to my slide. Okay, today, and I have two agendas. Firstly, I think oh, not this one. Okay.
Okay, UPK.
UPK?
Yes.
Hello, Professor.
Christine?
Hello.
Please.
Professor Lisa is not yet here.
I see. Okay, just wait. Okay, let's start I think today's agenda. So firstly, I think we want to discuss about what is ideal on industry academic collaboration. So when launching, I think the new business, anyway, research is very important. So in university, firstly, we start the research bringing industry and create businesses. After that, I think by using the entrepreneur can, I think, emerge in the university. So firstly, we want to discuss about what is idea on industry academic collaboration. So today, and I can invite very, very distinguished guests from NTT Data Corporation, Mr. Tsuyoshi Kitani. He is the head of and R&D headquarters NTT Data Corporation. So he will introduce, I think, their ongoing research aligned with Soyeja University. So firstly, I want to pitch my mic to Mr. Kitani. And Mr. Kitani, and could you present and your slide and so.
Yes, thank you very much for the introduction, Professor Umejima. Hello everybody, my name is Tsuyoshi Kitani of NTT Data Corporation. Today I'd like to introduce our industry and academic liaison activity. So at first I'd like to briefly introduce NTT Data first. Yes. Okay. NTT Data Corporation is a member of NTT group companies. And maybe you know that NTT is basically a telecommunication company, but NTT Data is a system integration company or ICT service company. And we have already 60,000, am I right? Yeah, 60,000 employees worldwide. And there's 30,000 employees in Japan, and outside Japan, the rest of 30,000. And let's move on to the page 3. This is a new one. Okay.
This one?
No, that's fine. The previous slide.
This one?
This one.
Okay.
Okay. So I'd like to mention how big we are. And we are currently ranked 6th in the IT service industry. So the slide is small, but the top one, the biggest one is IBM, and followed by US Packard and Fujitsu. But anyway, we are ranked 6th worldwide. So next slide, please. So we have many overseas operations already, and this shows our activities, offices in Asia Pacific region. And as you can see, there are many offices, and in major cities we have offices already. And I'm hoping that your locations are included. So these offices are doing very similar activities that we do in Japan, meaning that they do system integration and outsourcing business for our clients. But we are exporting our social infrastructure systems to APAC countries. So for example, the top left, it is a bridge monitoring system called BRIMOS. We have implemented a bridge monitoring system to a very new big bridge in Vietnam called Kanto Bridge very recently. And in that system, we keep monitoring the bridge conditions from sensors on the bridge. And this is very important for us in Japan because we have many earthquakes. But not just earthquakes, but it's important for maintenance people to know what's wrong and what's becoming weak in the bridge. But anyway, this is one example. And another example is, again, this is in Vietnam. This is called the NACS system. This is a customs clearance system for air and sea cargoes. And this is under development. This has been under development. And also, on the right-hand side, we have been developing in Thailand and Indonesia. This is a flight procedure design system. And also in Indonesia, we have been discussing abandoned smart community. These are some examples that we are exporting our social infrastructures to APAC region. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we have a vision of a community cloud, which we have been working on for many years. So historically, we have developed IT systems individually, but these days, companies, our clients, want them to be integrated into servers. Server integration is happening, and it can be, say, on-premise server integration, but sometimes it is integrated onto a cloud, public or private cloud. And we have developed what we call community cloud. It is a cloud for a particular industry segment. So, for example, I will show in the next slide, but it is, for example, there is a cloud for banks, and we have common functionalities already installed in the cloud, served from the cloud, and using that, our banks can develop their own applications very easily. So let's move on to slide 6, please. Yes, this is our cloud banking systems. And right-hand side, as you can see, we provide common functionalities to banks, such as accounting, foreign exchange, loan support, or transaction record management and backup. Those are very common in banking systems. So these functionalities are provided from the cloud. And on top of using these functionalities, each bank can develop their own applications very easily. So on the right-hand side, we have many banking systems provided from our community cloud. And we have regional banks, agricultural coups, credit coups, and credit banks or shrinking banks. So as you can see, we have a majority of clients in this domain. Okay, so move on to slide 7. And those are community cloud, but in Japan, the quality requirement is very high, and the systems are very expensive to build. And so we are proposing a little bit lighter cloud architecture to Asia Pacific region. So this is an architecture of the community cloud for APAC region. But this is will be used for smart applications in your region. And there are, I think, a few characteristics to be considered in such a smart community cloud. The first one will be that we need to process sensors data, because these are smart applications. We use a lot of sensors. The sensors include regular sensors, humidity and the temperature sensors, but not just that, GPS data from vehicles and location data from your smartphones or cellular phones. And there is HEMS or BEMS from home and factories. Those are keep sending data to the cloud. So the cloud should be able to process all those sensor data, continuous flowing in, and huge amount of data. So for that, we have chosen open source cloud management software called OpenStack. And the second feature that we should consider is that, as I mentioned, it should be not very expensive. So that we have chosen open source software for the cloud architecture, and OpenStack will be one of the candidates to be used. And another thing to be considered is that because we will deal with a lot of data in this case, so we need to store all those data efficiently. And the OpenStack has a capability to handle those sensor data, and it has an object storage handling capability called OpenStack Swift. So it is included in this architecture. And the third thing we should consider is that besides sensor data, we have a lot of open data from your central government and regional government. So we need to manage all those data too. So we will have data catalog and manage all data. For that, we are considering to include, again, open source software, which is called CAN. And that will provide you a very standard interface or APIs to the application you are developing. Okay, this is an architecture that we are proposing for your smart community. And next slide, I'll skip this slide. And slide 9. On top of the cloud architecture, we will be able to develop many smart applications, including smart payment, smart infrastructure, smart transportation, smart energy, smart healthcare, smart farming. And these are already developed in Japan too on cloud. But we are proposing a new architecture, a bit simpler and not very expensive one, but very flexible one. And next slide, please. And we have already proposed this architecture based on OpenStack, and I didn't mention that OpenFlow, which is a network virtualization software to USM in Malaysia. And they have been evaluating the architecture since 2012. And last May, we had 4 USM researchers. They visited our office, and the picture is shown in the middle on the right. We took that picture in Tokyo, in our office. And so that they knew very well about OpenStack and OpenFlow. And last month in Cyberjaya, there was a tutorial about OpenStack. So the evaluation is ongoing. Okay, so I'd like, well, this is, we are proposing this smart community cloud architecture. So everybody is welcome to evaluate this architecture. We will give you good enough support to do the evaluation. And I'm hoping that you will be able to develop applications together on top of the cloud architecture. So next slide, please. Yes, probably this is the most related slide today. This is about our internship program for Asian universities. And for us, I think there will be 3 objectives for internship. The first one is for us. It is to improve NTT data cooperation awareness in Asia. And the second one is important for you. You will become familiar with our culture and working environment. And you will develop your career through this internship program. And also, we'd like to recruit excellent students, both in Japan and in your countries, in our office too. And the internship program last year, we accepted 4 internship students from Vietnam, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Malaysia. And we will continue doing this this year too. And we have decided to accept 2 internship students in February. And if I'm correct, one is from Chulalongkorn University, Dr. Lee's University from Thailand. And the other will be from Brawijaya University, Indonesia. So we are very much looking forward to accepting those 2 students in February. And next slide, please. And we expect working with universities in Asia because you take a leadership in ICT policy making in your country, and you have excellent researchers and students, and of course you know local demands for smart applications. and combine those with our ICT expertise and R&D capabilities, we hope we will be able to provide innovative solutions in Southeast Asia. And so I'd like to thank Keio University, especially Murai Sensei and Umejima Sensei, and also Kokurio Sensei, for providing this opportunity through EBA program and SOI Asia program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Umejima-san. Umejima-san.
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I think mic was muted, so repeat to say. So thank you for, I think, suggesting very, very interesting and framework, which is called community cloud. I think this is a very, very new concept. So I think the censoring data after that strays that at community cloud. So that community cloud provides, I think, the valuable information to public sector and the private sector. So in that sense, I think many new application developers can easily develop new service by using those data. That is, I think, a new trend, I think. So secondly, I think, and Mr. Kitani mentioned, I think the applying open standard technology is very important. So I think applying, I think, open standard, open flow is one of the important things. So, okay, USM join. Hello, stress. And okay, I think I want to discuss with Professor Lee. Okay, and I think that you are the, I think, an ex-Microsoft engineer. So I think NTT Data is very, very big enterprise in Japan. But now I think that this company has pursued the open standard technology. So how about in Thailand?
Okay. What my comment is that this is interesting concept. You know, using the community cloud, and also this is relevant to some certain applications or industries. It's going to make it good impact in the future. However, leveraging the open source, this is I know it has become sort of economical in the package. So in terms of costing, in terms of pricing, the software in the community cloud, it would be very attractive. So, but in a way, open source as a standard, sort of work both ways. Sometimes I'm not sure from my perspective in Thailand. Sometimes it's not that easy to find the expert, in terms of open source as standard. It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. But however, in some certain case, for example, Microsoft has their own tools, to pursue the cloud concept. But okay, and now that you guys choose to use open source, this is good stuff. Also, I would like to say that this is a smart move. By focusing on the particular segments. It used to be in the past that some banks have to do everything by themselves. This is applicable also in case of Thailand. Why do they have to do it? Because of the confidentiality concerns. To be utilizing the clouds, we're not too sure now that the big banks in Thailand would be acceptable for them. They are very protective, and they are concerned with their information, securities, their privacy, and so on. To top it all up, you use the open source software. They're going to be very inquisitive. They're going to question regarding how what is the level of security the software is, and so on. So I'm very surprised that in Japan you guys don't have this particular questions from banks. Maybe this is some sort of a domestic thing, but however, if you were to apply this cloud in Thailand, perhaps you're going to be facing these big questions regarding confidentiality, security, and this is a brand new standards, and but also this is an old concept now of using the cloud, of course, in private and public. Of course, in Thailand, it is still a new concept in order to implement cloud storage. But however, the virtualization is coming up in the Thai market now. The cloud it still have to be proved. Otherwise it will. I guess people who control the data center in such a large corporation like banks, hospital, and so on, they still stick to what they have now. But also this is a good concept, and I'm pretty sure that Juฬa students will be very excited to learn this concept, and it is a good business model. I would like to admit that. But also the execution has to be right for some certain market. This is what I foresee here. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you for a good comment. So I think, and in many, I think in the areas, and the university has addressed open standards. But I think, of course, I think as you said, I think there are a lot of concerns about open standard technology. I think one good example is security issue. So, and to break-wise, I want to ask one question to Mr. Kitani. So, why your new concept, community cloud, and adopt the open standard technology? What is the incentive?
Oh, okay. So there is well, I'd like to say that there is a security and the reliability and the maintainability issues everywhere. And well, as the technology and time goes, the open source software is accepted in many sectors, in many industries, including financial sector. But maybe I told you wrong thing. But in Japan, many financial sectors do not use open source software or open architecture for their mission critical financial transaction systems. But they use open source software in their information processing, not the core system.
Support system.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. So, but this, so for example, this OpenStack has been under development by its community, but the core of the community member is from NASA, from US. So you can tell that how serious they are, and they of course they deal with Army information, and so they are very concerned about the security issue. So there's also, there's a big discussion about it, and the technology is improving already constantly. And because this is open source community product, software, so all genius guys designed and developing this software. So I'm not saying that this is perfect, but this will gradually becoming better, and in whichever cloud technology you would select, there is always a concern about the security and reliability and those things. So we should develop a good architecture on top of this OpenStack and other issues of open standards software to satisfy the requirements, from your local, business. So But to answer Umejima-san's question, because this is an open architecture, this is evolving, this keeps evolving constantly, and we have many people who knows about this to support whatever happens. So, for example, there is bugs, of course, but it will be, fixed in a certain time, of course. And there will be many people who will do business of the maintenance of this kind of thing. So I don't think there is a big hurdle of using open standard or open source software. And of course, it's not very expensive. When we process big data, we need to pay. We usually pay a big amount of money for vendor software for processing the big data, but you don't have to in this case. And also, as I mentioned, that there is an object storage mechanism in this. It is very nice for that. So those are my answer, my comments.
Yeah, thank you for, I think, clear answer. And I think I understand, I think as you said, of course, I think there are a lot of concerns, for example, security and reliability and so on. But I think that when we address and community cloud, which connects and public sector and the private sector, and we must address and the open standard technology. So in that sense, and the internet is one of the successful use cases. So, and I want to pitch my mic to Professor Stress. So Professor Stress is, I think, addressing, I think, the open standard technology in Asia and in Malaysia. So hi, Professor Stress, and welcome to joining EBA seminar.
Hi, Masaki-san. Sorry for joining in late a bit. Technical difficulties, but that's okay.
So I think I want to pitch my mic to you. So could you present, I think, and your slide?
Sure. Do you all have a copy of the slides there?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, I'm going to control Stress. Do you see?
Okay. I'll see the slides.
Let me send our, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stress. This is Keiko.
Okay. Hi, Keiko.
Okay,
Okay,
do
so
you see the slide?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I will talk about NASDAQ EBA collaboration on two main platforms. One is the EcoNet Lite Consortium platform, and then the second one is in connection with the NTT Data OpenStack Cloud Computing project. Next slide, please. Okay, so here is the EcoNet project itself. EcoNet is tied to the HAMS project, and it's really a home energy management system. So EcoNet is a proprietary communication protocol which allows intelligent home devices to communicate with each other. And one of the main aims of doing this is to be able to balance and even reduce energy utilization within home devices. And by doing this, you can actually bring down your energy usage as well as to be able to moderate energy usage throughout the day. So rather than have certain peak times and very low consumption times, you could kind of moderate the usage to almost reach a level. Next. So the vision of EcoNet is to control home appliances directly and to be able to connect home electronic devices. And this will eventually go through a gateway that will enable industry participants to develop a variety of systems that will have different communication speeds and level of technology sophistication while maintaining optimum cost performance. Now, as mentioned even by the earlier participants, one of the main issues of the EcoNet or EcoNet Lite system will be security. And security, once you connect the home grid or your home management system to the internet, it becomes part of the public domain within the internet. And people who have access to the internet would have access to your home energy management system, except that if you control it through proper privacy and proper technology systems. So by doing that, then you maintain the security of the HEMS. Next. So EcoNet Lite itself is basically moving the EcoNet platform to the IP protocol, and it'll be working on both IPv4 and IPv6. And in Malaysia, what we're trying to do is first set up the EcoNet Lite Certification Support Center together with the EcoNet team from Japan. And what we will do is we will provide interoperability certification support, development support, basically to train those interested to be able to write EcoNet Lite code. We also want to train engineers who can be able to set up EcoNet environments, and technicians who, when they come to install equipment in your house, can make sure that those EcoNet Lite equipment can talk to the other devices and talk to your internet gateway in the house. We also want to develop programs to train EcoNet Lite engineers on Android programming as well, to be able to keep to our philosophy of trying to keep things as open as possible. And then to create awareness among user communities as well on EcoNet Lite capabilities and also the advantages of EcoNet Lite products. So this goes back in line with the home energy management system. And in Malaysia as well, we are beginning to face energy issues. Just this year, energy tariffs will go up as much as 20-30%. And this is going to hit the public, and being able to bring home energy management and home energy awareness to the public is something that even our ministry is looking at. I had meetings last week with the ministry, and they're quite happy that we are doing this project, and they said yes, it is in line with what they are also trying to do. Next. And we are setting up an EcoNet Lite showroom. So two things, an EcoNet Lite test center and a showroom. So in the showroom, we will be putting up 2 air conditioning units that will be EcoNet Lite controllable, and also lights within those meeting rooms that will be EcoNet Lite controllable. And the controller that we will use will be the Kite EcoNet Lite developed by the Kanagawa Institute of Technology. But we will also use the Open Echo, which is an open source Java-based management as well. And we will modify both of these, and we will also provide these tools and other tools to developers who wish to develop further on the EcoNet Lite platform. Next. Training programs. These are the 4 training programs that we will be developing and conducting out here in line with the EcoNet Lite project. Next. These are the target audience for an awareness program we are also planning to do together. And this one, we are trying to entice our own ministry to actually start doing this program. Next. Okay, so that's the first part is the EcoNet Lite project. Now the second part is really the open source cloud computing project at SAT Data. This project is headed by Selva and his team. He's already left, so I will present the project. Next. Okay. It's taking a little bit of time for the... Okay, OpenStack is a leading open source infrastructure. It's basically a cloud computing platform service. So what they do is they offer it as a service on the cloud, and it originated at NASA with a group called Rackspace. It's driven by an open community process. It's backed by over 70 companies, including IBM, HP, Intel, Cisco, VMware, Oracle, NTT Data, and many more. There are many hypervisors, including the KVM, ES, XI, and so on. Next. So the OpenStack basically is a cloud operating system that controls a large pool of compute, storage, and networking resources through a data center, all managed through a dashboard that gives administrators control while empowering their users to provide or to provision resources through a web interface. So this is very much tied to cloud computing. Next. So NAV6, it's known for its research abilities, basically in the area of next generation internet. We are working together with NTT Data now to carry out joint R&D activities in the OpenStack platform. Now, what we are asked to do is, one is to carry out a study on open source, cloud acceptance within Malaysia, and we were trained then by NTT Data on OpenStack. And then the second thing that we have now started doing is to deploy the OpenStack at NAV6 and to migrate all our own services to begin with, web, email, file sharing to this platform from the traditional service or server clusters. The third thing that we will be doing is to study the various aspects, which is security, cost saving, and energy efficiency of the OpenStack. I think IPv6 as well, to integrate IPv6 capabilities into OpenStack. Next. Results from the studies have already been published, and some additional ones are being published in reputed journals. PhD students, we have 2 PhD students, and a third one has already started work on this area. And we basically have been giving seminars at the university and also the national level to encourage more participation. We also plan to move, once this is successfully migrated within NAV6, we plan to move the MyRAN, Malaysian Research and Education Cloud Computing. We just acquired a large cloud computing base for MyRAN. We will move that to OpenStack as well. Next. And one of the other outcomes we would like to see out of this project is a professional course, which will be the Certified OpenStack Engineer course, which is being formulated with the endorsement of Keio University and NTT Data. This will also be supported by the EBA program. Next. So moving forward, we'd like to showcase the benefits, basically, and advantages. And what we are trying to do now, our university doesn't use cloud yet. They are talking about it. They basically use server clusters. We're trying to influence them to deploy campus-wide cloud on OpenStack. We're preparing also a proposal to NTT Data, basically on the importance of OpenStack to be submitted straight to the Malaysian government itself, and to contribute to the OpenStack community by releasing new APIs, new findings, and publishing new papers on it. Next. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Any questions?
And Suresh, thank you for sharing your ongoing successful project. One is Connect and interface, and the other is OpenStack. So, and I want to ask you one question. And Mr. Kitani, NTT Data, is expecting, the university leadership in ICT policy making, especially when and deploying open source technology. So, to be frank, what can university do?
So university will deploy. University is one of the areas or one of the national open source agenda organizations. So both University Science Malaysia and not only us but also MAMPU, which is the national IT management organization for the country, are looking very seriously at open source platforms. So if this is successful, our deployment within NAV6 is successful, and we can show it to everyone that it is successful and it's good, then we should be able to move it almost countrywide.
I see. So I think you mean university can create the alliance between government and the private sector.
Yes. In this sense, as long as it is open source, the government has no issue with it.
So I just feel, of course, I think educating students is very important, and I think doing research is another important issue. But I think the bringing, I think, the government and bringing the private sector is maybe and I think a new important issue. I understand. So, and Professor, how about so I think Professor Schulz mentioned, I think, of course, we must educate students. After we must, I think, do research about open source technology.
Okay.
But another important thing is that we must, I think, bring government and I think private sector to make sense of open source technology. That is his suggestion. So how do you see?
Okay. Good afternoon, Professor Suresh. Nice seeing you again. I like the idea of supporting open source, and also, no doubt, many education institution, including in Thailand, supposed to support this. The obvious benefit is, of course, the cost and the flexibility of it. So I don't have any disagreement with that. And also, I think this is a good way. This is a good, support. Excuse me. It is a good policy, backed by the government. That's even better. I wish, the Thai government, has this kind of, insight in order to adopt, the open source. And I'm pretty sure that, going forward with open source it also has a lot of, open up a lot of alternatives, for application like, NTT just mentioned the smart, cloud community, smart community cloud service. So in a way, I hope we at Chulalongkorn can just use your model in order to support both the EcoNet or EcoNet and also the open stack standard there. Do you have any advice for us to follow? If we want to copy your model and so on.
Sure. But one of the things that must be clarified is that open source, generally, although it may be cheaper, is not necessarily free. Freeware is free, but open source basically means that they get the source code, but the developer can still continue to charge. So in this case, for example, entity data, if they want to implement something, they can decide whether they want to make it open source and free, or they can make it open source, but if it is used for commercial reasons, then you pay a license fee for it. Second, the government likes open source because, especially now with the privacy, where you have now seen spying that has been taking place within countries, everyone is now worried. So when we are buying any form of software or even hardware from another country, we wonder if there is embedded code in there that is actually going to be able to be listening to conversations or even listening to messages that we are writing. Now with open source you can't do that because you get to check the source code. You get to compile your own source code. So if within the source code you can see, if he has implemented any form of spying within that software. So I think this is a critical role in the sense of security which open source brings to the table and a level of comfort. And I can say this on behalf of the Malaysian government and Malaysian people that we definitely feel much more comfortable these days using open source. We have nothing against Microsoft, we have nothing against the other companies which use closed soft, but with open source we feel that at least I can check the code to make sure that there's no spyware integrated into it.
Okay, sounds good, Professor. Thank you.
Yes, so, and thank you. I think time is precious, so I think it's there, and the comment or a question from other universities. So I want to pitch my mic to Blackjack University. You have question or something? Comment or a question?
So yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And how about university and the Philippines? Is there a comment or a question? Okay. Thank you. So, and how about Toronto University?
No comment. We already have a representative there.
Yeah, thank you for joining. So, and anyway, I think I want to wrap up, I think, on the first session. So, first session, I think, and the focus on the topic about the open source technology. So, in terms of entrepreneurship, I think and the open source is very, very important keyword, right? And especially in the closed technology, I think an entrepreneur cannot do anything, right? So in university, I think we receive a lot of technical information and start something new. I think that is, entrepreneurship education, I think. So, and anyway, and thank you for, I think, giving us very, very precious presentation. And Professor Suresh and Mr. Kitani, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.